Did you hear that?
Hear what?
The sound of my dream. It just fell with a thud to the floor this morning.
Ah, so Friday has officially missed its date with you.
No, Friday came on time. But I went to the office like a wandering soul, without purpose, without faith, just deadlines.
Sounds familiar. Same with me. Waking up in the morning, my brain automatically switches to low battery complaining mode.
Do you know the feeling of opening work emails? It's like opening the fridge at midnight. You know there's nothing fun, but you still hope.
And then you see nothing but expired stuff.
Exactly. Emails from the boss are scarier than best before labels.
My boss is different. He doesn't send many emails. He just messages, "Are you free?" And you know what that means.
It means, get ready to be twice as busy in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah. And I always reply, "Yes, I'm working." The most repeated lie in my life.
I reply, yes, I'm free. Then 10 minutes later, I wonder, why do I keep hurting myself like this?
Work really turns kids who dreamed of being astronauts into people editing Word files at 11 p.m.
As a kid, I thought I'd grow up working for passion
Now it's for rent money.
and coffee.
And the reason to sit here complaining with you at the end of the week.
Have you noticed, the longer you work, the weirder your special skills become?
For example,
For example, I can look at an Excel sheet for 3 seconds and know right away, this can't be done in time.
I can guess the boss's mood from how he types periods.
1 period is normal.
2 periods means he's thinking.
3 periods means pray.
And no period?
Run, right?
Work really teaches us things school doesn't.
Yeah. School doesn't teach how to nod very attentively, even if you don't understand anything.
Nor how to pretend to type busily when the boss walks by.
Or the skill of opening 10 tabs but only working on one for 2 hours.
Have you ever wondered, what am I doing this for?
Yes. Usually at 2 a.m. And the answer is always, to continue doing it tomorrow.
Sounds funny, but really sad.
But at least, we still have the weekend.
Yeah. Weekend to forget about work.
Then Sunday night, remember it all again.
But anyway, at least now, the coffee is still hot.
And the complaints are shared in half.
Work can be tiring, but having someone to listen to your complaints makes it a bit better.
Cheers to those who still go to work, even if they don't know why.
So outside of work hours, what did you do last week, like a human?
Sure. I slept.
Is sleeping a recreational activity?
For adults, sleeping is an extreme sport.
Yeah, really. Sleeping before 11 p.m. is like winning the lottery.
And getting a full 8 hours is like a fairy tale. People tell it for fun, but no one sees it in real life.
I tried to live healthier during the week.
How so?
On Monday, I resolved to wake up early to exercise.
And then what?
And on Tuesday, I was still recovering mentally.
Too familiar. I once bought a gym membership.
Oh, and then?
It became a donation to a healthier society.
At least you motivated someone.
Yeah, the gym staff are very motivated every time they see my payment.
Besides sleeping, did you go out?
Yes. I went.
Sounds exciting.
Don't underestimate it. The supermarket in the evening shows adulthood the most clearly.
Why so?
Because as a kid, going to the supermarket meant begging for candy. Now it's standing in front of the vegetable counter, pondering life.
And wondering, why is this broccoli so expensive?
And in the end, still buying instant noodles.
Every evening, I treat myself to an episode of a show.
1 episode?
Yeah, 1 episode, times 6,
Netflix is truly the enemy of bedtime.
but a very gentle enemy.
It doesn't force you, it just asks, continue watching? And we voluntarily betray our future,
During the week, I also tried to meet friends.
Did you manage?
Yes, but had to schedule 2 weeks in advance. And on the day, half suddenly busy.
The most common busy is tired.
Tired, the most legitimate excuse for adults.
No one asks further when they hear that word.
And you? Any hobbies during the week?
I like coming home, lying down, scrolling on my phone, and watching others live interesting lives.
Ah, the silent self-comparison activity.
Yeah. Watching people travel, do yoga, cook meals that look like from a movie.
Then looking back at what you're eating,
Cold noodles.
but still tasty.
Because it doesn't demand anything from you.
Have you noticed? Our fun during the week is all small things now.
Yeah. A good cup of coffee.
An evening without replying to work messages.
A day without an alarm.
Back then, I thought fun had to be grand.
Now just peace.
Peace and no one asking, "Are you going to work tomorrow?"
But it's good. We know how to make ourselves happy now.
Even if it's a bit energy saving.
But sustainable.
Cheers to the little joys in the week.
To evenings doing nothing, but still feeling enough.
And to the weekend, where tired people are allowed to be lazy legally.
You're right. Being lazy without guilt, that's real rest.
Have you ever thought, as kids, we were really bold?
Bold? As a kid, I wasn't bold. I was naively confident.
Confidence is the most dangerous.
Yeah, confident but wrong, and the whole world remembers for you.
Tell me, the most embarrassing thing you've ever done.
Just one. I have a whole collection.
Pick the crown jewel.
In second grade, I once stood in front of the class, raising my hand really high.
Sounds normal?
To speak, but I didn't know the answer.
Then why raise your hand?
Because I thought raising my hand first would get me praised as enthusiastic.
Then, what happened?
The teacher called my name. The whole class turned to look, and I stood up, silent.
Silent how?
Silent for a long time. Long enough to hear the chalk fall to the floor.
Oh my God.
Finally, I said, I forgot.
The class?
Laughed like they just watched free comedy.
Back then, we really weren't afraid.
And you? Don't say you don't have any.
Me, as a kid, I really liked acting like an adult.
Sounds dangerous.
Once I went to the market with my mom. The seller asked, "How old are you, kid?"
And you answered?
I said, "I'm 17,"
17.
while I was only 8 years old,
Why so?
because I thought 17 sounded more mature.
How did the seller react?
Looked me up and down, then turned to my mom,
After that?
said, "You raise your child well, huh?"
And your mom?
My mom laughed, and I stood there, proud, but a bit scared.
Scared of being asked more.
Yeah, at that time, I wasn't prepared for a 17-year-old life.
As a kid, I once thought lying was very easy.
Everyone thought that.
Once I broke a glass at home.
And then,
I told my mom. It wasn't me.
what did your mom ask?
Mom asked. Then who?
And after that?
I answered. The glass fell by itself.
Oh my God.
I even pointed to the floor, explaining very logically.
Kid logic.
Yeah. I thought if I said it seriously enough, adults would believe.
The result?
My mom didn't laugh, but her eyes said it all.
Eyes like, "You're still too naive."
Yeah. I learned my first lesson about failed lying.
As a kid, I really believed what teachers said.
For example,
The teacher said, "Whoever makes noise will stand at the board."
and you?
I thought standing at the board was an honor,
Really?
so I talked louder.
Unbelievable.
The result was, I stood at the board, alone.
How did it feel?
At first proud, then realized the whole class was looking.
The first moment of enlightenment in life.
Yeah, from then on, I understood not everything adults say means good.
Thinking back, it's really funny.
Yeah, as kids, embarrassing like that, but thought it was normal.
And now?
Now just remembering makes me want to disappear.
But if we didn't have those stories,
We wouldn't have things to laugh about today.
right, those silly moments are part of us.
And luckily, only we remember them clearly.
Or worse, best friends remember for us.
Haha. But anyway, the past is past.
And the present, coffee is almost gone.
But the stories still remain.
Raise a glass to those kids who were very silly.
And adults who are still learning to laugh at themselves.
The weekend is really for doing this.
Sitting back, telling old stories, and seeing how far we've come.